Hello darlings, it's me, your one and only queen of the internet, your hearts and your lives, and boy do I have a story today. Okay, so I purposely haven't ever told anyone about this story who hasn't really been the most specifically involved, not because I'm holding out on y'all, like goodness knows I could never do that, but like, has anyone here ever been actively hunted down for human sport before? No? Just me? Oh darlings, are you going to be enlightened today? Because first of all, I would like to elaborate that I've only been hunted for sport maybe just 1 or 2 times. It's never really been anything serious, you know, just that one anonymous person on Facebook of all places that keeps finding my profiles of all things and then for some reason likes to make complaints and reports against me, accusing me of identity theft of all things, and I know it's them because I'll be fine for like a year or so and then boom, out of the blue, I suddenly can't log into my Facebook unless I submit a piece of government proven ID. And of course I'm not going to do that because why on earth would I reveal my private name online to people who are actively stalking me, you know? So yeah, I haven't lost my Facebook account in a while now, so here's hoping I've shaken them. But other than that one guy who keeps pledging $1 a month of all things on my Patreon for the somewhat controversial price of previously being able to Photoshop increasingly bizarre pictures of me that I don't even know where they're coming from onto freaking army tanks of all things, and then leaving them around in obscure corners of the internet for me to find. I mean, given that he was paying me at the time a lot freaking more than just $1 a month for this, I just don't know about you, but when I'm getting paid like just as some amusing creature on the internet to be making art of me in weird ways, and he's even paying me money now when I'm not even doing much on my Patreon, sometimes it's best just to pick your battles. Regardless of all this though, this all simply pales in comparison to the experience I've had with a website called FIVERR. Like honestly, I still get upset about it, even to this day. Alright, so on with the story. Back in the day, when I was trying to get somewhere online, make that bank, you know, I've always been trying to get that coin, but when you're young, very naive, unqualified, young person on the internet, your options are kinda a bit limited. For example, here was what I was selling on this website called FIVERR. I'm gonna leave you to do your own independent research. You can make your own opinions, but this is what I was doing, and probably looks a bit pathetic, not gonna lie, but I actually was getting somewhere with this. Surprising what being a pretty young girl on the internet can get you. Alright, so I'm gonna cut straight to the point. There was this creep, Wild Needs. Here is a screenshot. I will not be censoring his name because screw you, Wild Needs. But this looks like a nice, innocent, harmless message, right? Well, you're wrong. It was not. Now, granted, not all messages have malicious intent. This one, for example, definitely came across as a bit strange. Like, it all started out fine, of course. I was talking to him on Skype, but there's this feeling girls get, you know. Or maybe you don't, but like, you'll be talking to a guy, everything's going alright, and then like all of a sudden you'll maybe twig a bit and things will start getting really uncomfortable because somewhere out there's this creeping prickly crawl. It's just like prickling its bristly unshaven legs all the way down the back of your spine. It's going, I don't know what's going on here. I cannot put my finger on things, but this guy's perhaps doing things that I'm not sure I feel comfortable with him doing. And then this was the feeling I was getting both of these situations. Like, granted, this person right here, whomever he was, he at least had the decency to be cool about things when I ended the chat somewhat abruptly because I technically had explained how exactly I would win a fight with Batman, aka he let me keep my money and run. But this Wild Needs creep, he was very different. Now, I'm not going to be showing every single screenshot here of what his harassment eventually escalated to, but I did my best to escalate the situation professionally as much as I could, which granted did absolutely nothing. Like, do you even see a block button on this nightmare of a website? I couldn't even block the dude. He just kept messaging and messaging me. He even ran my face for a freaking reverse image search and started sending me all these photos of myself making his horrible remarks on them all. And like, of course, Fiverr themselves did but freaking nothing, or as minimal as they could get away with, until my partner sent them a very strongly worded, scary email from his corporate email account, to which they concocted up some sort of scraping apology, which quite probably translated to, "Please don't take us to court." But by then I'd already not only contacted NetSafe, but a local witch from the exact country my harasser was claiming he'd come from to try and hex the dude of all things. So you live and you learn. And of course I'm not endorsing the use of witchcraft to try and hex people you don't like, but like, by all means, you're such an awful person. Like, I legit have screenshots here of you banging on about mutual respect and how trust is important. Then you not only try and full out dox me, but you say everything that could potentially rattle around that crusty old incestuous brain of yours to try and make me uncomfortable. Like, screw that. Freaking incels and MGTOW wondering why all females and feminazis are bitches these days. Well, this is why. You literally cannot even exist as a fairly innocent female on the internet anymore without some pervy old weirdo going, I want to do all this and this, and then I'm gonna hunt you down and make you all sorts of uncomfortable men, and then, darling, and then I'm gonna try and file a sexual harassment claim to try and get my money back and get you sabotaged. Like, it feels like everywhere a female might try and exist to possibly better herself in some way, there is always going to be that underbelly of creeps trying to take advantage of that. Like, no freaking wonder no one wants to be your girlfriend. So, heck yeah, I'm still freaking traumatized off FIVERR. I'm still mad, and I high-key ended up having to sweet talk some chaotic, malevolent magic welder out there who's quite probably out there welding magic against me now, because I wasn't okay with their use of harmful and problematic behaviour. Like, so have fun out there, and if you're a female, also maybe consider changing your gender on all the Zuck-related social media platforms to either other or male, because you'll find your posts get more reach and you won't keep getting shadow banned over literally anything and everything anymore. Peace!